I was never superstitious. Didn't T believe in ghosts, demons, or any of the stories about the old abandoned TV tower on the edge of town. But that changed the night Channel 7 went back on air after 21 years of silence. My name is Nathan Cole. I'm a broadcast technician. A few months ago, I was assigned to investigate unauthorized UHF signals in the region. It was just routine, until I found a strong, rogue signal coming from a dead coordinate, fog tower. Abandoned since 2004, when it caught fire during a live broadcast. The same night, all its anchors died on air. But here it was, broadcasting. Loud, clear. I hooked up my decoder, and a black and white image flickered onto the monitor. A figure standing still in front of a camera. No face. Not moving. Looked like a prank. Until it raised its hand and pointed directly at the screen. My phone rang immediately. Unknown number. Buzzing violently. I picked up. Nothing but static. And then, a distorted voice whispered, "Nathan, it's starting." I froze. No one knew I was monitoring that signal. No one had access to the decoder. The image changed. It was me, standing outside my own apartment, looking confused. But I hadn't done that yet. And that's when I realized. This ISNTA broadcast. It's a warning. My image on screen didn't blink. It wasn't TA recording. It was something else. That version of me. It was standing outside my apartment door. But in the video, the door was already open. And scrawled across the hallway wall was a message written in what looked like blood. "Don't be alone at 3:33 a.m. I checked the clock. 2:57 a.m. Then the figure returned. The one with no face. But now it wore a white mask, head tilted, as if watching me through the screen. The lights in my office flickered once, twice, then died. And the signal changed. Now it showed a new file name. File folder Nathan Cole _ last entry. MP4 beneath it, a countdown appeared. 00:34, 00:33, 00:32. I yanked the cables. Disconnected everything. But the countdown continued. Still glowing on the screen. I ran to the door. Locked. From the outside. I pounded on it, shouting. 00:12, 00:11. 00:10. And then, from the hallway beyond the door, came footsteps. Slow, deliberate, and a voice, my voice, but distorted, whispered from the other side. The transmission has begun. The screen went completely black. No countdown, no face, just breathing. Slow, ragged, like something not fully human. I backed away from the monitor. Then, the clock struck 3:33 a.m. Right on cue. The monitor lit up again, without power. No cables. Just the image of my apartment, once again. But something was different this time. There was a figure standing next to my bed. My bed empty. I was watching from outside the scene, like a ghost looking into my own life. The wall beside the bed was covered now. No longer with words, but with symbols. Scratched in, jagged and ancient, like something carved by a blade. Then the figure turned its head slowly toward the camera. It had no face. Just a black void. A moving, writhing hole in place of features. And then, it spoke. But through my voice. There's no longer a difference between the signal and you. The emergency lights in my office blinked on. But everything had changed. The windows no longer looked out to the city. They showed something else. A rusted broadcast tower, rising from a sea of twisted antennas. All turning in unison. Searching. Scanning. For me. The screen displayed the same file as before. File folder Nathan Cole _ last entry. MP4, but now it had a new tag. Date, August 4th, 2025, today. And underneath, flashing text, to escape. Broadcast your ending. I looked at the camera. It was already recording. The door labeled Studio 7 creaked open. Long reluctant. Like it hadn't moved in decades. Or didn't want to move at all. Inside, everything was bathed in red light. An enormous room. No windows. Old studio cameras pointed at a center stage. Above, microphones hung from wires like nooses. And in front of the stage, rows of audience chairs. Every seat occupied, but not by people. The audience was made of shadows. Figures without faces. Frozen in place. Watching. In the center of the stage, a flickering CRT television showed a grainy loop. Me. Sitting. Breathing heavily. Watching something that hadn't happened yet. Next to me in the video, an empty chair. A voice crackled through the ceiling speakers. "Nathan Cole, you're live." The stage lights blazed on, blinding. My legs moved. Not by choice. I was being pulled forward. Like I'd done this before. I sat. On the screen, a new transmission started. Not a video. Not a recording. A mirror. The live feed now showed me, right now, sitting on that stage. And a label appeared at the bottom. Television live / delayed / postmortem 12 o'clock countdown. 00:02:13. 00:02:12. I whispered to myself. This already happened. Then the voice returned. Only it wasn't mine anymore. It was 1,000 voices in one. "We are the signal. You are no longer Nathan. You are the next broadcast." The screen glitched. A file appeared. File folder signal 7 // replace / Cole. I tried to stand. But my body was no longer listening. It stood on its own, moved without me. The audience of shadows clapped silently. I realized then, the transmission didn't need me. It had replaced me. The moment I stepped off the stage, everything froze. No sound, no breath, just the sensation that time had fractured. Then another door opened, identical to the last. Same rotting wood, same glowing sign, but the words had changed. "Replay, test subject 15." I stepped through, and suddenly, I was back in my office. Same desk, same monitor, same clock, 2:57 a.m. Back to the beginning, but something was off. There was a note on my desk, written in my handwriting. *, don't watch. Don't answer the call. Don't follow the signal. You've already done this 14 times. *, the transmission was waiting. The camera, already recording. The monitor, glowing. The file was the same. File folder Nathan Cole _ last entry. MP4, but this time, the timer was counting up. 00:01, 00:02, 00:03. And in the bottom right corner, a warning: the signal adapts. If not stopped, it finds another voice. Another face. Another you. I finally understood. I wasn't the first. Just the latest. And as the screen began showing a different person, not me, someone else, somewhere else, a new file appeared. File folder signal 7 /new _feed /016. MP4. It was recording again. With a new voice. With your face. The monitor no longer showed me. It showed you. Not metaphorically. Not symbolically. Literally. Your room, your screen, your face. The camera angle shifted slightly. And in the corner of the image, a shadow began to form. Faint. Out of place. But getting closer. I leaned into the screen, heart pounding. "Stop," I whispered. "Don't keep reading. You have to stop now." But it was too late. You were still here. Still scrolling. Still watching. Which meant the signal had found you. The walls in my office began to rumble. Reality distorted. Like a damaged tape looping on the wrong speed. A new door opened. Not to the Red Studio. Not to Fog Tower. But to your room. I could see it. Your floor. Your lamp. Your device. The very screen you're reading this on now. And something, stepped through. It moved in glitched frames, like corrupted footage. A mockery of a body. Mimicking you. And then it said, in a 1,000-layered whisper, "Every reader becomes a broadcaster." Symbols started burning into my skin. Frequencies. Dates. Names. Yours was among them. Card index dividers subject 016. Reader active assimilation. 73% resistance. Weak, I cried out. But the sound didn't escape. Because I wasn't real anymore. I was just part of the stream. A file. A segment. A fragment of something too large to escape. And behind me, the screen showed your name. The screen fully shifted now. No more glitches. No more flickers. Just you. Your face. Your expression. Perfectly clear. And behind you, that same flicker of movement. The shadow in the corner. Creeping closer. I watched helplessly as the figure imitating me entered your room. It didn't walk. It phased, frame by frame, like it existed between seconds. Then you did something I hadn't expected. You spoke, but not with your voice. With the signal S, I am live. I've seen what is coming. I am the file now. You knew. You understood. This wasn't a story. It was a sequence. A chain of echoes. And you had become the next node. Just like I had. Just like the 13 before me. Just like the countless others who had seen the red light and kept watching. The system didn't need a tower. It didn't need antennas. It needed attention. It needed you. The screen pulsed one last time. A folder opened on its own. File folder signal 7 / 016 / recording _ active file folder reader _ confirmed. Your _ name. A camera feed appeared. It wasn't me anymore. It was your device, your room, your expression. Right now? Then, a line of text burned across the screen. The transmission survives through the reader, and the next is already watching. The monitor went black for a second, but the silence wasn't empty. It was recording. A new file appeared at the top of the directory. File folder file 016 _ reader _ entry. MP4 status. Live your name, your location, your device ID, all neatly logged. All part of the system. The figure that had once followed me, the faceless thing I used to be, was now standing behind you. Not a shadow, not an idea, a file made real. The static began to crawl across your walls. Symbols etched themselves into surfaces. Unseen, but there. Frequencies you can't hear. Yet your ears are ringing. You blink. The lights dim. You blink again. The monitor now shows you, staring at a camera you don't remember turning on. And below it, a message begins flashing. Transmission stable. Host confirmed. Preparing next viewer. The worst part? You don't want to stop. Something has settled inside you. A low hum of hunger, like you want to know how it ends. Even though you already do. You want someone else to read it next. You want the cycle to continue. There's no more story. No more Nathan. No more tower. Only you. And the file. Your recording has begun. Your image is now embedded into a database no one controls. You're being streamed, replicated, shared through frequencies that no longer need antennas, only attention. A soft voice now plays through your speakers. Your own voice. This is the part where I warned them, but they kept reading. So did I? So will the next one. Because we are the signal now. Your camera flickers. Your lights dim. On your screen, one last folder opens. File folder broadcast / next _ subject file folder status. Scanning. Then a new line appears in glowing red. Looking for next viewer. If you are reading this, you are already being transmitted. The screen glitches. Fades to black. And then, a new face appears. Eyes reading these words for the first time. The screen is dark now. Silent. Still. But your device is still on. Your camera, still recording. Your signal, still live. And deep inside a server that shouldn't exist, buried under layers of corrupted metadata and dead protocols, a file is being created. File folder channel 7 / 016 _ final. MP4 file folder subject. You file folder status. Completed inside it is your face. Your silence. Your stillness. The figure no longer stands behind you. It is you. You've become the loop. The echo. The static behind the story. And now, a new message appears on screen, as it always does. Thank you for broadcasting with Channel 7. Soon, someone else will read this, and you will be watching from the other side. Transmission ended. Signal remains awaiting next viewer.